Things are going to be getting a little bit crazy today because I'm going to be doing something that I've never done before on one of these. We'll see if it works. Let's just go live into the platforms for a moment. We'll give people a chance to get on here and get settled. Come on in, take a seat, pull up a chair. Happy Wednesday. It is midweek. It's one of my favorite days of the week. Did you know that? Did you know Wednesday is one of my favorite days of the week? It truly is. There is the same amount of week ahead of us as there is behind us. So much opportunity just waiting for us everywhere that we go. All right. Looks like we got a bunch of people showing up on Facebook, and I'm so inspired that you are here. Thanks for being here. Just hit me in the chat. Let me know you're here. Let me know you can hear me, and let me know where you are. Let's just check. The Facebook stream looks good as well. I see some people showing up there. And then last thing that we're going to check, it's over here on YouTube. Looks like YouTube is going well. We are live everywhere. All right, well, I got some important stuff that I want to share with you today. And you can, of course, as always, you can pop questions into the chat, and I'll check in with the chat when I'm done. Feels like it just got really dark in here, but well, we're going to have to deal with that. Does it look more like a movie? Look more like I'm filming a movie than it does doing a live where I'm going to teach you how to get clients. Because that's actually what we're going to talk about today, is getting clients. And so I'm just going to shut these down so that I am focused, not distracted, and talking only to you. And for those of you who this might be your first time seeing me, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris Prouty. I help entrepreneurs and experts have greater impact with the people that they serve. I help them become recognized leaders in their field, and at the same time, I help them sell more of their products and services. And I do it in a way that you might not think, but we will get to that, because before I get started, if you're serious about growing your business, I'm grateful that you're here, and I just want to let you know I have set aside some time on my calendar for us to chat, have a little chit chat. And I will share with you the one thing that you should be doing to start attracting more clients into your business, because that's what it's all about, is getting more clients into your business. And all you have to do is go to prouty.me to apply to be on my calendar. You'll find that link. I put it here for you. I put it right here for you. It's mylastname.me, and you just type that into your internet. And that's how my mom would say it. Can you type that into the internet? You type that into a web browser, it's going to bring you over to my calendar, and you get to apply to be on my calendar, and we will talk. I will give you so many things that you could just start doing right away. Probably also tell you about my service and my programs too, but really I just want to help you out. So grab my calendar link. That's why I put it there for you. And my clients come to me to learn how to wildly grow their businesses without having to rely on a high-priced consultant or on lead services that don't really work, or paying a tremendous amount for ads that don't work. Because even though they have a product or a service that they know can change their market, they know it can impact their market, they're feeling a little bit frustrated because they're not able to get the amount of clients that they know they can serve. And then they start to feel unfulfilled because they've spent all of this time developing this business, and they're just not getting the attention online that they wish they could get. And let me tell you, they start to feel overwhelmed. At least this is what they tell me when they come to me. They're feeling overwhelmed because it seems like there's a never-ending supply of well-meaning gurus, and everyone's telling them to do something different. And it ends up feeling like a sea of chaos, and they feel confused. And I mean, who wouldn't, with so many different options and platforms and things coming at you? And of course, they end up feeling bummed out because they know they can change lives, but they just can't quite get the traction in doing so. Who wouldn't feel frustrated with this? But the point I want to make to you is that you can calm the sea of chaos of client attraction, and you can find those clients. Listen to me. Right now, online, in the billions of people that are online right now, there are people who are seeking what you do. they're looking for your product or your services, especially if you're an entrepreneur or an expert. You have to realize that these people are there. They don't have to be born. They don't have to grow up. They're there right now looking for you. And when you make that small mental shift, that your clients are there right now, all you have to do is get visible in front of them, and you'll start getting more clients and you'll start making more money. And by the way, if those frustrations that I talked about, and this is kind of eye-opening for you, if that sounds familiar to you, I would love to invite you to brainstorm with me just for a few minutes on my calendar, because in just a few minutes I can leverage my 21 years of experience, and I can tell you the one thing you should be doing right now to attract clients. So the calendar link is right here. It's right here. And it's my last name.me. It's prouty.me. You just type that in and you'll get to apply to be on my calendar. We'll have a beautiful session and you'll walk out of there with a plan that you can start using right now to start attracting clients. And I actually want to tell you a story about one of my clients who is in my private mastermind called Growth Galvanized. And we get together 3 times a week and help them grow their businesses. And this client that was in there was telling me that they discovered an entirely new audience of potential clients that they could serve. And this audience was sitting right in front of them. And I'm actually going to, do something a little bit different today. And we're going to do a little diagramming. I know you can still hear me, but I've got my board up. And so here, and I was just looking at the camera like you could still see me, but I know that what you're actually seeing is this, is my board. So this was their pool of clients. Call that cloud their pool of current clients. And what I asked this person to do, who's in my private mastermind, I asked them to take a look at their pool of current clients, and I want them to find the subset of those clients that was helping them generate the most revenue. So we're going to call this C sub 1. That's just a subset of the clients, and it was this subset of clients that was generating the most revenue. And then we started to put some real numbers on this, and what we found was that it came very, very close to the Pareto principle, and it was like 79%. Sorry, pardon me, wrong spot. Let's just erase that. Up here. 79% of the revenue was coming from this subset. So when they looked at their entire set of clients and then they looked at which section of their clients was generating the most revenue for them, it turned out that just this small subset was generating 79% of their revenue. And of course, that means 21% of the revenue was coming from everybody else. Well, that's a pretty profound discovery. So then the next thing that we did was we looked at the amount of time it was taking them to service these clients. And then we broke that up. And the Pareto principle, and by the way, if you don't know the Pareto principle, it's very simple. In nature, in life, in business, we can generally attribute 80% of results to 20% of efforts. This is true for you, and once you realize this, you'll start to see this everywhere. 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. And we find this everywhere. In finance, we find that 80% of the people live on 20% of the land. Well, it just exists everywhere, the Pareto principle. Pareto was an economist in Italy back in the 1800s, and he discovered that 80% of results come from 20% of effort when he was studying the financial distribution, the distribution of wealth in and around Italy back then. He found that 80% of the wealth was held by 20% of the people. We generally see that as the Pareto principle. All right, back over here to the notes. So my client, who is in my mastermind, found that 79% of their income was coming from a small subset of their clients. And so then we looked at the amount of time that they had to spend, and it turned out that 80% of their time was spent with the larger group here, and 20% of their time was spent with the smaller group. So when you see this, when you see that the lesser amount of time, let's get the highlighter out so we can really make this thing pretty. When you see that the less amount of time was generating the most amount of income, that's a pretty profound discovery. When you discover that the least amount of time that you're spending generates the most amount of income. and that the Pareto principle just came right into play. And so what happens there? What's the takeaway there? And what's the advice? Well, the advice is to take the 80% here, take this, well, it's actually, take the 80% of the time here and start to find a way to DDD that. You know what that stands for, right? That's delete, defer, or in this case, delegate. And so the recommendation that we discovered was we took this, the 80% that was generating 20% of the revenue, and started to delegate it to other people, either subcontractors or people that work for the organization, which freed up this person's time to start working on the 20% that was generating 80% of the revenue. Now imagine for a moment if you were to simplify and remove 80% of your time so you could take the 20% and focus. What if you could double that? What if you spent 40% of your time focused on what was 20% of your time and you doubled the revenue that you made from that amount? That would be 160% because it was 80% of the revenue. Double it. 160% instant raise. So the point here is very simple. The point here, as I go back to this, the point here is very, very simple. It is uncover the hidden audience that exists right inside your current set of clients. And this is the strategy that I teach to the people who are in my private mastermind. And so once you understand that there is a hidden audience right inside your current set of clients, your entire world opens up, especially if you can take that and analyze it and see how much money it's really generating for you. And if this kind of a strategy just on the surface has an impact on you today, well, I would love to share more strategies like this with you because I've got like 35 different strategies like this that can help unlock money in your business right now. That's why I snap when I say it. Right now, we can unlock more opportunity for revenue in your business. All you have to do is jump on that calendar link that I put right here for you. Don't click it. When you click this, it's going to pause my video and then you don't hear any more of the secrets. But instead, type that into a web browser and fill out the little form, small form, get on my calendar, and let's find these sources of revenue for you right now. That's why I made that link. Okay, so that's your quick lesson for today. Let's just hop over into the socials and see what's going on, see who's chit-chatting with me. I've got Frank checking in. Frank says hello. Great insight, great information today. Thank you very much, Frank. I'm really glad that you were here. Let's see. I'm going to head over into Facebook, see if there's there. You can feel free to ask questions while you're here. Somebody says that I'm not switching from camera to camera today. That's because I was only switching today between the screen of notes and myself here. So I'm not switching from camera to camera today, just so that I can share these notes with you. All right, one last quick recap, and that is there are hidden sources of income right in front of you. They're sitting right in front of you right now, and they're in your current audience. I want you to spend some time over the next couple of days exploring that subset of your current audience that you can either sell more to, give more attention to, or look to grow and expand. And when you do that, you are unlocking new sources of revenue from right within what you already have. You don't have to go out and find an entirely new audience. You already have that audience. Get more of those people. Service them at a higher level because you've taken the people who aren't generating a lot of revenue and you're just deferring them or you're delegating them to someone else. And that liberates you and your time. That unlocks time freedom for you to really focus in on the people who you serve the best and who make you the most amount of revenue. All right, so there it is. Quick lesson for you today. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Don't forget, I'll never get it. One day I'll get it. Somebody remind me that it's always right here. You know what I should do every couple of days? I'll move this somewhere else just to freak. I'll put it like, and then I'm starting to do this. Then I might as well just be on TikTok, pointing at the words in the air and dancing around for you. Grab that time on my calendar. let's meet for a few minutes and let's find the one thing that's going to start working for you to grow your business right away. Now is the time, my friends. Now is the time. All right. Stream's done for today. I'll be back here tomorrow with more things for you. Thanks for spending just a little bit of time with me here today. I'm very grateful for you. Take care.